Now you are in Japan or
In
what?
Japan. It seems like Japan.
Eh?
Seems like Japan.
Yes. Looks like you are in Japan.
You can go to any country, anytime.
Where is this scene is from?
Somebody sent me this picture.
Yeah.
I just put it in the system. Namaste, Remy.
Hi, namaste. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Boy, she's
Hi, Ambai. How are you? Good to see you.
She say,
How are
hi.
you?
How
Namaste.
you
Good
do?
to see you.
You're looking good.
Oh, thank you. You too. Okay, Dilipji.
Ah,
So let me see. Well, you saw that you're the host already, right? Or no?
let me see. No, not yet.
Okay.
Hi, Linda Reese.
Hi, I guess we're a little early.
That's fine.
I know sometimes it gets hard to get on when everybody's trying at the same time.
Yeah,
I'm a friend of Victor.
I understood that. Thanks.
Dilipji, so I don't know why when I go on your name, I don't see, it only shows me chat and pin video. It doesn't say make host.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Hold on, let me try this first. Enter the host. Oh, sign in. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna log out and come back in, okay?
Okay.
I like your background.
Like Japan, right?
It's cute. Are you at BMCC? Is that what the...
No, the Remy who was chatting with me, she's
Okay.
from the BMCC. She's a lecturer there.
I used to work at the College of Staten Island.
Okay.
And, you know, part of this, that's the CUNY system.
Now, once in a while, I give a talk with her group.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Every year they call me. So
Do you know
only, every year they call for Interfaith Dialogue, BMCC.
Uh-huh. Okay. Do you know Victor?
Victor, I know.
Yeah, because he sometimes comes to our church, and I know he works with Terry Troy. Do you know Terry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's been posting about this. So I told him I would join. I thought I missed it. I thought it was, he posted it Monday, and I thought I missed it, but he said, oh, it's Wednesday. So,
yeah, we
so this is
the middle of the week.
So this is a regular group that meets?
Yeah, we start from, usually we used to have once in a month gathering in Manhattan. Then when Corona started, then we made it online every week.
Right. Now there's Victor. Hello, Victor.
Hi, Victor. How are you doing?
Hi, Victor.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Nice to see you. Dilipji, so it's not letting me log into my main account, but if you need anything, just privately chat me. I don't have any other meeting today, so I'll just do it
Bye.
and figure it out later.
James, Gabriel.
Guruji.
Hanji.
Hi, James. Hi, Gabriel.
Hi, Remy. Hey, James.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
All right, man.
I got
How are
your
you?
email, James.
Huh?
I got your email.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, I attended the Zoom meeting that they had on the 2nd. As far as the, I have to talk to you later about it. Y'all continue. I'm just listening today, okay?
Right. Okay.
All right, blessings. Oh, man. This is a Zoom meeting that they have. And, you know, I'll talk to you about it as far as dealing with the music and stuff like that.
Victor, you look good. Are you feeling well?
Yeah, this is P-Funk Willie. Say hello, P-Funk Willie.
What's up, P-Funk?
Hello.
Hey, what's happening? How you been?
Okay.
Yo, how you been?
He's a friend of mine. We sitting in the park, right? Oh, boy. You only knew, right? I'm trying to get this. I know. He's part of our band. One of the band members, you know? He's definitely one of the band people. He's one of the original Funketeers. You know, one of the original that started back in the 60s and stuff like that.
Parliament?
Yeah, Parliament Funkadelic. The original groups are from here. They're from Plainfield. That's why I had to come back from New Jersey.
That's awesome.
Hey, the original group is from Plainfield called Parliament Funkadelics, but it started out as Funkadelics.
Oh, wow.
Can you hear me? Watch it. Listen, I'm gonna play a song for you right now.
No, you can't do that. No. You're not.
Namaste, everyone.
Relax.
So,
No.
we will start.
Okay, go ahead. I'm trying to find my
You can
music.
join in between.
I'm not gonna.
How is everybody doing? Oh, everyone safe, right?
Good.
Yes.
Thank God.
Good. So, welcome to the Interfaith Group and Dialogue. Today is our speaker, Victor. He is our longtime friend, and we want to hear from him. Victor.
Hi everyone.
Hello, Victor.
Hi, Victor.
Hi everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for having me. There's a lot of going on in the world. Can I start, Guruji?
Yeah. You
Me,
can start.
Guruji, of course. I'm so glad that you, my friend Sharif of the Unity Nation. He was such a wonderful person. I don't know. And to come back. So most of the time I don't prepare. I think I like to speak in the moment and to be in the now. I think it's very important to be in the now. Is a part of life. So I'm going to share things with you that they are my thoughts in my heart, in my being. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to disrespect anyone. I just want to come from a place of deep love from creation, for humanity. I want to explain that sometime when I speak about God, I speak about God, consciousness, divinity. I use different words, enlightenment, whatever it is I believe in a bigger being, whatever it is and whatever we call it. But really, I don't want to offend anyone when they're saying, and I really, like I said, I've come from a place of love. So let's start. It's a word that we use a lot, and is a word, the word hate, that we use a lot for things who are not really hateful. And by using this word a lot, I think that we should use something called the language of healing, or the intent of healing. And the intent of love, instead of, for example, people say, I hate my hair, or I hate the rain, or I hate the mountain. They are things that are not edible, that have no reason. Could they say instead, I love the rain, but it's inconvenient? Having an approach different to things, instead of coming from a place of, people don't hate themselves. I think that's the problem. They don't hate who they are. They hate what they don't like what they do. Anyway, I think we should come from a place where we love who we are. We love what we do. We love the rain. We love what's so. We love what it is at that moment. And from that place of love and it opens something else. Hate will be erased like that, because hate is which is something that we dislike, but we can erase it with love. And with love, I will come to, of course, to faith. I don't think we can have faith if we don't love. If you don't have love in your heart, love in your mind, love in the spirit, you cannot have faith. That's my belief. Everybody can have their own belief, and it's fine with me. And faith, of course, is different faith. I mean, what faith? We have different religion, and that everybody has their own faith. The Jew, the Muslims, the Buddhists, the Sikh. I'm not going to call all of them because there's so many different faiths. And that's the beautiful, that's the diversity. That's absolutely magnificent. Faith takes you to a different, an higher level of who you are and what it is. Actually, it's like faith awakens you to a certain awareness. And it's like a little, I call faith the key, the magical key. Not only faith in the religion, but faith in yourself, faith in what you do. Deep faith, you know, this faith who made the Hebrew walk through the desert, who make people went through the Holocaust, go through it and survive and have another life, who made people suffer from slavery to go through it and have the faith to move forward and build another thing for themselves. Faith, something was really indestructible, was inside us, and you awake us to something else. And I call this faith the key. For me, it was like a key, because this faith may bring me to something that I call belief. Where you believe in something because you have faith into something. What is this something? This something is to believe in something bigger than you. This belief can be, you can call it God, you can call it consciousness, you can call it enlightenment, you can call it divine, you can call it angelic. But really, is this faith the key to bring you to this thing where you believe and where all was that magnificent? Whatever faith we have, whatever road we take, you know, it's a French proverb who say, tous les chemins mènent à Rome et toutes les femmes chez le bijoutier. In English, say all the roads go to Rome and all the women to the jeweler. Faith is kind of the same thing. It brings us to the same place, a magnificent place, a place where we believe. Whatever you believe in, but it gives you this beauty, this moment where you believe. I profoundly believe with my mind, body, and soul, and that's so when you believe, and you're all here, I know you all believe, I can feel you believe, and that where we, you know. So the faith for me, faith, interfaith, whatever we do is the key to believe. And when you believe, you're in that space where everything is magical. It's like a 5-6 dimension in the world. When you can see the bird flying with all this energy, when you can see the prana around here, around the tree, around the flower, when you can see the majesty, the beauty in an elephant or in a tiger, or just in a fly or in an ant, you start to have respect for all humanity, for all creation. Whatever creation you think it is, that it was 5,000 years ago, or 10,000 years ago, doesn't matter. You believe the same way. I think what happened 5,000 years ago, suddenly somebody became conscious of consciousness, that it was something bigger of just being an animal that's in the brain of somebody. Suddenly they realized that there was something bigger who had created the magnificence of the world. So some way it's very simple. Faith is the key to bring you to believe. But faith is like pure faith, like intent. Like your faith comes from love. Your faith doesn't come from hate. Your faith doesn't come from rage. Your faith doesn't come from guilt. Your faith doesn't come from shame. Your faith comes from the place of purity inside you that we all have. That we all have this light, that when we say namaste, the God in me, see the God in you, that, you know, that's exactly what it is. It's very humbling. You know, in man's universe, we are just a little grain de sable, a piece of sand. But in the same time, we are connected to each other. So through faith, the key we start to believe, and when we believe in all of the same. We call it different names, we use different words, but in the you know, in this space in between the air, where the energy is, that where belief stands. The belief is with no words. Belief is in the aroma of the flower, or in the mango, of the smell of mango of the fruit. So when you believe, you can really enjoy creation, enjoy earth, enjoy yourself, and have a deep, deep respect for yourself and who you are. I think that's very, very important. And when you believe, when you arrive to that space, I think that we all do, we really respect our mind, body, and spirit. The mind is pure, the mind, what we think and what you say is really in harmony with oneself. And what we feel is all in harmony. That what is in your heart is in harmony with what you feel in your body and who you are, and the feel you think between people. And in harmony with your soul, because who you are from whatever past life, because I believe personally in past life, you don't have to, it's just my belief. So, and all that is all bubbled up with love, with a deep sense of love and respect for you, or who you are. And when you will love yourself, be in harmony with yourself, when you align to the vibration of being one, you be one with the universe. And like my friend Pythagoras say, when you are one with the universe, you become immortal, and you are one in the, you know, you are in everything. I hope I didn't speak too fast. I hope everybody, you know, if you have questions, things you can always ask, but that's really a place where I live my life, where I come from. With deep love for people, but I think you love have to come that way. I say, don't hate yourself, don't hate who you are. Whatever you are, love it. You have to love and accept love from yourself, and you have to see the love from other people. You really come from that very simple space of humility. And then come the key and the awareness, and be awake and aware, and then you believe, and that's, you know, the whole. Is that really the awakening I pray every day for humanity, for all of us, to go into that space, that spirit where everything is not driven by emotion, is driven by consciously being conscious of the unconscious and the beauty of the world and who we are. And that we all are the same. Profoundly, we all are the same. We all have different gifts, like somebody can play the flute and somebody can play the piano. Somebody can be a healer and play vibrational and do some healing, and somebody have a better speech than somebody else. But we all have a gift, a magnificent gift, and of who we are in this earth, and that's what I believe. And if you have any questions, please. But that's what I pray every day, and when I wake up every morning with the sunrise. Thank you.
Victor, could you bring some stories from your childhood? How do you attract to spirituality?
Oh, okay. So my childhood was beautiful and painful, like I guess from all of us. we all have the yin and the yang, but I was taken away from my mom when I was 1.5 years, and I was put in the care of my grandparents, who my grandmother was a fantastic, and I was blessed to have been raised by a fantastic woman and my grandfather, really magnificent people. So it became like that. So I grew up in France, and the first school after being in kindergarten where we go, they put me in a yeshiva. And I started to study Hebrew, and I studied Torah, and I was 10 years old, 9 years old. I used to be raised reading the Bible, going to sleep with Moses and Abraham and Noah and all these stories in my head, and it was beautiful. And one day I was King Solomon, and the other day I was Saul, and what was going on, and it was so full of, I saw it was like a book. It was every day I would dream of finding the ark, and I was passionate. So I was in the yeshiva, but you know, in the yeshiva you are very, very, what do we say?
Teddy, quiet. Teddy, quiet.
So
Teddy, quiet.
Can you mute Phyllis? That would be nice.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So in the yeshiva, I came home one day and I told my mom, my grandmother, I want 2 fridges in the house, because I was becoming really religious. I will wash my hand, do a pray. I will go to sleep, do a pray. I will wake up, do a pray. I will go to the bathroom, do a pray. I will do a pray all the time. And I asked my grandma to put a fridge and to put 2 fridges so we can have kosher in our house. And that was for her the end of it. I wanted to be a rabbi. I loved it. I loved Hebrew. I loved everything about it. It's my faith. Even if I'm spiritual, something was the key to my faith and to my belief. That was the key. I'm a Jew. I love being a Jew. I love what I learned from it. I love the way the symbol dance. It was beautiful. But they took me out of it. And guess what? They put me to the opposite of the spectrum. I went to a Jesuit school, Jesuit boarding school.
Oh boy.
With real Jesuits, with the robe and the head, the real Jesuit. Believe me, that was, and it was. I was raped actually by one of them, but that's another story. That showed the pain that, you know, you have to go through in life. Like everyone, we go through things in life and we go, you know, through pain. But beside that, I learned Greek, I learned Latin, I learned a fantastic schooling, and I learned about Jesus. So I love going to the Bible studies because of Jesus. The rest of it, they didn't really like me. Because as a Jew, I knew the Torah, I knew the Bible, and when they would speak to me with the New Testament, I would be like, but that didn't happen that way. So I was a couple of years in this school, and after that I went to another boarding school. It was like where I met people from Africa. It was a very, my parents had a lot of money. I was raised pretty wealthy. Really well. So I was in another boarding school, and this boarding school, it was like, but I met fantastic people from all around the globe. Daughters of ambassadors from Côte d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Gabon, Senegal, because they all spoke French. And it was fantastic. It opened my eyes to a different, so you have already all these cultures, but it opened my eyes to all these cultures from Africa, who for me, the nest of the world was absolutely magnificent. They fascinated me. It was the stories. I met a wonderful, for a friend of mine, I met a man from Senegal, Cheikh Ahmed Mbake, who was a Marabout in Senegal from a tribe called Mbake, a Muslim, and I had with this gentleman conversation, him from the Muslim point of view and me from the Jewish point of view, absolutely, it was like 2 Jews talking with each other. So that my spiritualism like came with all these beautiful things that I was raised with, like, you know, with all pain and joy, and with all these different backgrounds. And of course, my mother is from another country. She's Peruvian. That's why I speak hablo español también. I speak also Spanish. So I call myself a mixed blood of the world, and I got spirituality from all these things. And my grandmother used to take me all the time to Yom Kippur, to temple. She loved me. She used to watch me sing. She loved it, and she pushed me. And after that, you know, I went to my spiritual background. I went to vibrational. My very good friend with Louise Hay. She's I don't know if you know her. She's a healer. Louise Hay. She's fantastic. She wrote magnificent books. I studied with Ramta, the master of the 7th degree. It was absolutely magnificent. I studied vibrational massage therapy with the work of healing with Patricia Kramer, who passed away last year. My first master in magnetism was Jean-Claude Secondet in France, and I was 16. So I think my background is a little bit of a lot of everything. So I'm fundamentally Jewish. I feel my Judaism inside me, who burned and who gave me to my faith. But spiritually, me brought me to Buddhism, where it's something with compassion and was absolutely magnificent. And of course, to Christ, Jesus Christ, my Buddha. You know, Jesus Christ is Buddha for me. It's very emotional to me. He suffers so much. He was enlightened before being enlightened. So much pain and suffering for humanity, for us, to wake up, to create another world. Not the church of stones, but the church of compassion, of love, humility, deep, deep, deep love for humanity, deep love from his fellow people, from his fellow So yeah, my Buddha, Jesus Christ, is a Jew like me. I feel him in my soul. And I feel Buddha in my soul. It's a different kind of enlightenment that we all will all have. Yeah. And I went to Egypt and to different places, and you know, Egyptology is something absolutely incredible. When you study the Greek, is absolutely the Greek mythology is absolutely incredible. Zarathustra and Alexander the Greek and Horus. And when my friend the other day shared with the Sikh of 400 years ago the stories, I cannot wait to hear him talk. It was absolutely magnificent. All of you, what you have to share. But really a place where I come from in my, is Judaism, is Christ, and is Buddha, really is, so, you know, sometimes I pray that everybody love and believe like Abraham, without books, ready to sacrifice his son because God asked him, and believe that he will have another son when he told Sarah. To be like Moses, really save humanity, save each other with a deep sense of love and compassion, and know that you believe. These people believe. When I speak about believe, that believe of God, of whatever it is, call it God, the intent, whatever it is, they believe. Like Muhammad, who spent 2 years in a cave to write what he wrote, like Buddha, who sought for 50 years to achieve enlightenment. You know, these magnificent people who are before us, especially in these days and time. You know, Nelson Mandela, I study, you asked me, Nelson Mandela, I study Gandhi, I study Dr. King. Oh my God, please, especially in these days, peaceful. For one racist, we have to have 10 peaceful, and we have to crush it, and we can crush it with love, with pure love, like you smell a flower and you smell the fragrance or when you see a bird, or when you jump in the water. We all know, because we all know, we have a different way of, we experience we experience love a different way, but we experience love. That's the more important. Somebody, your joy comes from a flower, someone is from food, something, but from all of us, whatever it is love, is a joy inside us. So, yeah, I think I took my spiritual background, Guruji, by like being like a bee, being like every flower. All of you were flowers, and I took for many, you know, I've been listening to Sadhguru for the last 2 months. Who was, you know, Sadhguru in India, and he was, my God, what a feeling, what a vibration. And my brother, I could see my brother, I was like, I would sit next to you and talk with you. What magnificent, you know, like with you, Reverend, or with you, Guruji, all of you, I would like to spend hours speaking with you. It's so magnificent. Yes, so it's all that.
So now we'll open up for question and answers.
Yes, I have a question. This is Remy. Thank you so much, Victor. That was so wonderful. You know, I enjoyed hearing, you know, your presentation, especially, you know, you interacting and growing up in so many cultural, religious, you know, culturally and religious diverse environment. So as a Jew, do you often feel maybe you know, like rejection, or, you know, like a second guessing of your lifestyle, that maybe you're not, you know, Jewish or Jew enough, you know, because you know, you're mixed with Spanish, and you've lived all over the place. And, you know, do you feel that your day-to-day interaction may be questioned or looked at, you know, suspiciously, that you're not committed into one single faith when you're interacting with people from the Jewish community? And if so,
I hear
how
what
do you address that?
Well, thank you for the question. Actually, somebody a couple of months ago told me that for a Jew, I had nerves to speak about Jesus Christ, and I had a nasty mouth. And how could I speak about Buddha in the same sentence that I speak about Abraham? Well, first, I don't have to justify myself to nobody. I love absolutely who I am. If I'm not Jew enough for somebody, well, I guess you're Jew enough for yourself. Do you, I do me. I'm not interacting to your life. Please respect my life. I respect your beliefs, respect my beliefs. You know, so yes, so people can say I'm not Jew enough. Well, you know, I wear the tzitzit on my thing, like because I like it. I don't eat pork, but I will go and take care of somebody on Saturday. I think it doesn't really matter. It's what people say, and they will find way to use a stick to eat you, no matter what. Even if you are perfect exactly and you do everything you're supposed to do, they're going to find, if they want to hurt you, to get you, or whatever, they're going to find something. Because that's the way the evil work. So me, I'd rather be respectful and be myself and do me and do what I love. And I believe in what I say and who I am. I can change my mind. I can learn. I don't know everything. I know that I don't know, and I know that I know. But I'm powerful in my. I'm humble in my power. Or I'm powerful in being humble. But if for them I'm not good enough for them, so if they don't think I'm good enough for whatever it is, well, it's fine with me. I'm not good enough. And that's fine. I'm totally fine with it. It's just like, you know, in life you have to embrace the good, the bad. And if somebody is thinking, well, I'm not good enough for you, well, you know, like Christ said, I will shake the dust of my shoes and keep walking. It's as simple as that. I love you, but peace be with you, you know. When you believe, when you're really in touch, in tune with yourself and with what you believe, doesn't matter. You know, I am what God wants me to be. I am what consciousness wants me to be. Simple. That, you know, I don't know what more to say to that.
Thank you very much. I think we need that sort of mindset and vision at these trying times that we're going, you know, through in this country, you know, in terms of all this racial, you know, intolerance that is going on around the United States. So I think, you know, it will take a while, but I think if each of us were able to embody this sort of consciousness or this faith or this belief or this mindset, you know, we can actually maybe change or touch other people's lives, you know, to bring about tolerance and unity. It may take a long time to reach everybody, but if we're able to generate some sort of consciousness based on some of your teachings or presentation, I think, you know, we would go a long way in bringing in racial harmony.
Thank you. You know, it's only a little number of persons who act like, you know, in the police or in the other way, the people who do loot and do bad things. I mean, first is a lot of anger. People have been so much pain in this country. I feel so much pain. We have 400 years of pain. We are with the Indians. We are with the African American. We are with what they did to people. It's so much pain inside, so much pain bottled up that you have to get to go out. We have to ask forgiveness. We have to love each other, and we have to show care. We have to stop thinking that we are better. The one is better than the other one. Even if we are in a capitalist country that is waste of money, we have to stop using money to define us, and we have to embrace each other. We really have to come from a place of love and care for each other and stop competing with each other. You know, we cannot allow a number of people. It's like, you know, when Moses went down with the ark, with the tablets. Look, you have a little number of people. Well, they are destroyed, they are crushed. But it was a little number of people because he stayed 1 more day or 2 more days in the mountain. When he came down, they were like, and they already built the veil. They already forget all that they did. Look, we forgot Dr. King, and he's not even 40 years. And so they forgot Moses 40 days. He went up there and he took them off Egypt. And after 40 days, they forgot already. And they built something like, we need a God, we need a God, we need a God. And it's just like, so we have to see this little number, because it's a little number of people in humanity who have like that to try to hold on into some things that really have to disappear. If we all of us, from deep inside of consciousness of love and care, we will eradicate that. But we have not to be an hypocrite. We have to stand with what we say, what we do, and who we are. If I do something tomorrow, I cannot say, well, I can do it, but you can't. We all have to do the same thing. It's not in different level for this one and this one, because that's the problem. We have different levels, and this one say, well, now I'm the one in charge, so I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to do that because it doesn't. Well, no, we all have to be at the same level. We cannot pick and choose what we do, what we don't do. That being a tzaddik, being just, like Salman, you know, you have to be right and fair with everybody. Nobody is better than everybody else. Nobody. In the eyes of the consciousness, we have some people are more aware than others. Some people are more awake than others. But we are all in the eyes of everything. We are born all the same. From dust you are, and for dust you shall return. That's it. Just what is in between is to enlighten the world, enlighten our life. You know, and how long are we going to wait for that? Christ is dead 2,000 years ago. What are we waiting for? That we still speaking with the same language? You know, Dr. King is just like, you know, yeah, we need a model. We need to awake Gandhi, Dr. King, Nelson Mandela. We need to channel all these people. They have the message. They gave us the message. We have all the keys. We have all the messages. We just have not to be afraid, not to go with people to give you fear, but really wake up to that and empower ourselves with what we already know and what's already there, and make something bigger and better from it.
Victor, I have a question. Well, we know what's going on, and I think all the people here, I mean, for me, racism is anti-God, right? Racism is anti-love, anti-truth. Last week, you said something that stuck with me, and it was before everything erupted. I don't know if you remember, you said racism for you was the worst. Remember? And you said that for 30 years you've been in this country, you've experienced a lot of racism for your friends and also for you as a Jew. You said that. So my question to you is, with all this going on from spiritual principles, and I think everybody else can weigh in on this, what can we, people of faith, do practically to help the situation? From a spiritual perspective, yes, but practically.
Yes. Do more faith meeting like we do. Do a walk like we do. Show that we are together. Show unity between us. Show that race doesn't exist. Race doesn't exist. Race is the creation of man to control man and to find power somewhere. We are all the same. We have different colors because we live in different countries, different climates. It's really simple. It's like, I don't really understand. Plus, the Christian love Christ, but Christ was brown. Christ was not the white guy, you know. And
he was Jewish.
Because he was Jewish. So they hate somebody that they, I mean, that is so, race is so ridiculous. Somewhere it's so damn stupid. Because when you look at so they, you know, they don't like each other, well, you don't like Indian people, but Buddha was Indian. So why don't you like this race? Why don't you like, you love the Incas, but you don't like the Peruvian? Well, but it's just like, it's a creation of man to control man and to feel empowered and more powerful. It comes, I think, from, I would say, well, the crusade or whatever, where people want to feel better, that thing. And you have this thing with colors, that somebody is whiter, somebody is darker. You know, like in France, in 1900, a woman will not go in the sun. Because if she had a tan, it will show that she was from a lower class. So it's not something that God or consciousness have created. We create race. We create racism. We, human beings. So what we can do practically is love each other more. Is stand with each other more. Is speak the same language that we speak, and we already speak the same language. So that's already there. But really embrace each other more. Embrace each other's culture. You know what I pray when I pray? That's why I know everything is the same. I went to pray with the Jews. I went to pray with the Imam Tahir, with the Muslim. We pray, but exactly the same. And with NYU at the university, I pray with all of them the same way. I went to pray in the church, at the church Ascension. I go to pray there all the time. I love that church. With my friend Territoria, I go to her church. Linda, I pray with Linda. I felt the same way. I sat with Sadhguru, I sat with Guruji, I sat with myself. I meditated by myself. I felt, whatever I knew of religion, whatever I knew was to do was the same. So we all the same. We all have different colors. It's more fun. Can you imagine we are all white, all dark, all the same color? We'd be boring. That way we all have a different accent, we all have a different nose, we have a different eye, with different color of hair. It's the same. Racism is a control, so it was created by society 10 years ago, whatever, to control and feel more empowered compared to somebody else. And what we can do be like that, we have to be you, me, Guruji, Linda, Remy, everyone, we have to be like that. And show that, you know, and we have to stop to say that this one is lower than this one, that this one is better. No, we are all, everybody. Please, humanity, wake up to the same, we are one race. Even if we believe that we come from 10, 20,000 years ago, we come from one gene, from one cell. We come from one place. It's not a, you know, we evolve. And that's the beauty of it. The world will be boring if we all be the same. But something we have to acknowledge, embrace why it was racist, why we did so much pain and we inflict so much pain, and stop. And these people who kill other people because they're with a different color, to kick them out. They have no place to be the job that they do. If they use the job that they do in order to penalize and to hurt people, that you're in the wrong job, you're doing the wrong thing, get out. And a lot of people knew that. It's just for the looters. It's like a little percentage of people who go do bad and they spoil for everybody else. We have to stay stronger because that racism too, that to destroy what they do. So it's just, it should not be in the 21st century. We should know better. Like you do, like we do, like we know. We should all know better, that we are really all the same. Like we go poop every morning or eat every day or whatever we do, the same, we all do the same. So it's very simple, you know, it's very holistic. We all do the same, we all eat, unless you want to be enlightened and you're not going to eat for 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, maybe that's your way and that's fine. But that's your prerogative. Racism is trying to impose into somebody else your own views. You know, I'm better than, no, it's just like, no. I hope I answer your question, but I really think it's being like more like you, me, and everybody else and say, you know what, no more. We will not stand for that no more. And the people who are racist try to understand why the root of the racism come from. My thinking went into why they become racist. What happened in their life that they become a racist? How bad were they hurt? How much were they hate themselves or were they hate themselves that they awake to racism? What was the, you know, it's always something for something. So what happened? Because you don't born a racist. You know, you put kids together from every corner, they will play all together. They don't care. They don't give a crap. They're like, they will even, they don't, even if they don't speak the same language, they will play together and will know how to, and they will understand what the game is and how to play with each other from all countries all around the world. So what happened? It come from fear, it come from hate, it come for something to happen to them at a point in their life or when they were growing up somewhere, sometime, or it will happen to their parents and it was brought to them from their parents by generation to generation to generation. And because they've been carrying that thing in their back for all the generation, well, they end up being a racist. If you ask a racist, why are you a racist? I'm sure he will not be able to tell you why. I don't like Jews. Why don't you like Jews? Do you like Christ? Yes. Well, Christ was a Jew, you know. You know, it's like, it doesn't make sense. So we have somebody, we have two, therefore, that we can do, like, we can cut the umbilical cord with carrying the past with us and the guilt and the shame and the trauma and let them be in the past. And the important that it is be in the moment, be in the now. It's not what happened in the past, it's now. Now I'm there, now I'm love, now I'm pure love. I'm not the past, I'm not hate, I'm not shame, I'm not whatever happened. Right now is what I am, and so you will bring that into the future. We have to live in the now. That will make a difference. We have to live in the now, forgive the past, forget forgive, make amends, do whatever we need to do to leave that pain, that shame, that frustration, whatever it is in the past, and racism will not come because it's perpetuated. So you're racist, so I become a racist. Da, 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 da. So we have to cut the cord. And we can all do that by speaking to one person, going to speak to another person, and to do what the work that we all do is really come from that place where, okay, that's something that you are taught. Taught was maybe, racism was taught. Because I don't think people are born racist, and I may be wrong, but that's my impression. Suzanne, that answer your question a little bit
Yes.
long answer.
Well, but also I have to say that I've been, and anyone can weigh in here, I found myself, even with very spiritual people, how do I describe it? I don't want to say subtle racism or white privilege, the response to the looting. And I think I've tried to make them teaching moments. Like, for example, I've had people say this: it's horrible that an innocent Black man was killed, but destroying property has to stop. And I was talking to one of my friends and she said, yes, but try saying instead, it's horrible that property is being destroyed, but killing innocent Black men has to stop. You see the difference? And I have encountered this from people who have white skin. And I have been using it as a teaching example. You're asking the wrong question. Your priority is wrong.
We have to rephrase. Like I said at the beginning of the
conversation. Why are people looting? Why are people angry? Why is the rage? If you don't understand, try to understand.
You know, that anyway. What we said at the beginning is the language of healing or the intent of healing. It's the way you're going to use the words and the way you put them together. You can put some, it's like the way they use the Bible, whatever they use, they take something, they blah, blah, blah. So it's just like the way they phrase it. So we have to change, like exactly what you did. You change the conversation and you put it upside down. And suddenly you're like,
right. And people don't even realize what they're saying. I'm trying to show them what they're meant, you know, like, if this is the mentality, we have to switch it. The priority is wrong. Anyway, is anybody else coming across this?
Yeah, I think we have across this? I think we have to change the mentality before a specific situation arises. Because when you catch people in the, you know, like they're so angry, so whatever you're trying to change in their mentality, obviously the first reaction is what many people actually have been taught, you know. So if I'm going on a rampage and I'm so mad at a specific action, I'm not gonna hear what you're saying, you know. But after all this, you know, we have to start from now, and hopefully some people, you know, will pick up, you know, language changing or the mentality. But, you know, as religious leaders, I believe it's our duty in the future to actually start, you know, cultivating and changing people's minds ahead of time so that it will be in bed, you know, in their consciousness. If another, you know, unfortunate event arises, you know, they will think first like, oh, you know, it's sad we're destroying property, but it's wrong killing, you know, an innocent Black person. But if already I picked up, you know, I picked up stick, you know, I picked up a weapon and I'm, you know, in the looting rage, and then you're coming to me where I'm protesting or demonstrating and then telling me that, obviously I'm not gonna listen to you, you know. So we have to, each and every one of us has to start with maybe our community, you know, or educating people close to us. And, you know, with that mindset, we can forge a different path than what, you know, people are accustomed to doing or saying or thinking.
You know, it's like Governor Cuomo said, you know, it's like we have in the next, in the last 10 years, you have more than 15, 20 Black men were killed by police officers. And people are tired. So, and I said to somebody the other day, and on top of that, we've been 2 months in quarantine. So people are already angry, frustrated. They feel they've been lied to. the African American have been hurt more by the COVID-19 than a lot of death, a lot of people, and they see, and they have I have the feeling that a lot from my friend in Baton Rouge, I have the feeling that they want to be sent to the slaughter, that everybody wants to reopen the country because they don't care about them, that they're going to catch the virus more easy and they're going to die. It's this feeling that you have into a community.
And nobody cares about them.
And nobody cares about them. The way, I'm sorry to say, but you have to, even in Interfaith, I mean, actually either one yesterday went and killed and put gas and shoot to people to go in front of the church with the Bible, which I think for me should be excommunicated. He was shameful, he looked like Hitler. But that's too, that bring violence too, because instead of bringing peace and calm and tell people, I hear you pain. I hear you pain, I hear you upset. I know it was going on, we are sorry, we are going to do something now about it. Really take a stand and sit with it, and instead of like putting fuel in a fire, people are hurt. So when people are hurt, they react, they don't think. I'm sorry about the looting. I'm sorry about that, but this anger that they have inside has been bottled for so long. They've been so from society, from everything that's been happening for all these years. You have, the disparities, the school, the pain, the living under the thumb, not being considered. Like I said the other day, the first year I was here, my friend was African American. Tell me, he couldn't call a cab. I had to raise my hand. I was shocked. I was so shocked that, and I saw things that I could not believe. And that's what people are tired. And I'm sorry about that, but you know what? For some, any reason, the consciousness of the vibration of the world, I got right in our face. See, look what they do. And you have to stop. And maybe that's the only way people are going to react to it. I'm so sorry, but people are so in pain. So much, I feel so much pain.
And that's the first step, I think, is to say, I acknowledge, I feel your pain, I hear you.
Yes, Reverend.
Right?
Yes, Reverend.
I feel your pain. I acknowledge your suffering. What do you think, Gurji?
This is the thing I noticed. As a president of America, he's a failure. Utter failure. First of all, he didn't care about the corona situation. He was delayed everything. He tried to pretend corona is not going to come to America. He don't have any idea what is going on around the world. He never acknowledged other leaders, other experts in that field. He tried to manipulate every single stuff. But we cannot just blame him. We have a responsibility to take care of ourselves. Even I was seeing the riots in Manhattan 2 days before, I saw the crowd. I understood it was going to be really crazy. I left the place because I don't want to be seen there,
Mm-hmm.
And 1 month before I was telling Anbai, this is going to happen. It's happened now. Mm-hmm. 1 month before I said, because the way people behave is not proper way. We know we get a hard time in our life, but we cannot put our problems to somebody's head. And we don't know the political dramas with the different parties. They want to use the situation and divide people. I support black people because I have so many black community here, But I cannot support when they became violent and ignore other things, I was talking to Remy last day, we are discussing things. So, and they won't listen to us. They have these drug addicts, drug mafia. And this is the thing from the report I understood, people came from another city to loot things here.
Yeah.
It's not all our people did things. So right. why we had
there's also white people looting.
Both happen. It's not only one.
You don't see that in the media.
It is.
No, I do.
So
you can find
your
it.
station. What station do you see that on?
The
No, you're right.
mayor,
I
mayor
find the people
supposed to,
personal videos.
Okay.
the
Go to
mayor,
Facebook, personal videos.
mayor supposed to create a place only for protests, and they can control it instead of they're walking on the street and doing things. And governor gave information to bring other military people to put in different areas where they cannot control. He should take that help.
You tried really.
This is administration, you know. So administration is failing in some parts, or we don't know they want this to happen. Election is coming, right? so there's a lot of dramas there, you know. So for us, we are like a helpless with the mass community.
You know, it's very sad and it's terrible because suddenly we forgot that COVID-19 killed more than 103,000 people in America.
Yeah.
In 4 days, and I feel for the man who passed away. But you know, we cannot forget the conversation that suddenly you had 103,000 people who died in our country, and that's really we cannot forget them in the middle of the loss of a friend, George Floyd. You have to be. All of that have to be really have to be like a wake-up call for us to really love each other, to really care for each other more, to really have more compassion, to really get bigger, really get bigger. It's really time to get bigger into who we really are. You know, I have for every reason, since I'm a kid, I see auras, I feel energy. If people only knew when I look at them, when I do aura and I see the big light on them, you know, and the colors, and they are so bigger, you know, you think you're small, but you're so big. And it's so magnificent. If people only knew how big and magnificent they are with all these colors and this light and this chakra tuning and this vibration, and this energy, it's just like, I swear the blessing. Really, we have to turn the world into more love, into more care, and to having this, you know, I shared the, you know, and we have to vote. If we want to change the world, and I'm sorry, in faith, you know, for the interfaith, we want to change the world, all the world, everywhere around the world for racism. That you ask Reverend Susan what we can do all around the world to change racism, to stop white supremacy or whatever supremacy, white, brown, because you know, we call it white supremacy, but in other, we have black supremacy too. You have people black who think they're superior to the white. You have brown people who think they're superior to the one. Like you have this one, they think the country, the Dominican think they're better than the Puerto Rican, or the Puerto Rican think better than Cuban.
Victor, I say we have to get rid of the isms. You know what the isms? Racism, homophobism, national, all the isms.
So we have to, all around the world, people, like, so I made a video yesterday, but everywhere around the world, everybody will tell you what to do. Or everybody who use racism to divide you, to make you, to tell you you are different, you are not, you are all the same. And all around the world, we have to vote, we have to vote, we have to vote in Manila, in Brazil, in the States, in Russia, in Africa, in wherever you have a dictator, wherever you have somebody who imposes his view, that racism. Whatever somebody who doesn't let you talk and let you speak your mind and be who you are, and be as free as the consciousness and the divine of who you are made you, that's it. We have to stand and vote and vote and vote. We're in the 21st century. We can do something that ancestors were imposed into things that we can now choose. So we can choose love. We have to stop being in fear, being shame or guilty by whatever religion you follow.
Yeah, Victor, I'd like to add something here.
Yes, please.
Hello. What I like to say is that we all talk oneness. We all talk oneness of humanity, you know, which is a good idea. And that's the way we should be. But we forget that injustice is the root cause of all our problems. And that injustice also includes racism, all kinds of other kinds of discriminations, which goes opposite to the divine idea of oneness and oneness of creation. Until we come to grips with our Creator has not only given us rights, but also responsibilities. Unless rights and responsibilities go hand in hand, we'll continue to live a life of vengeance. But when we put together rights and responsibilities, then instead of I all the time, we convert into we. And that we leads us towards then the common good. Like in my own tradition 6, in 1984, there was a invasion on Golden Temple, Amritsar, and there was a lot of destruction. But the people who were responsible for the problem, they were never punished properly. So the injustice continues to prevail, leading to all kinds of disharmonies and problems in different parts of India, like it is in the rest of the world. So again, injustice is a root cause, and the only way we can teach us to be a just society will be to start from working from our children in our institutions, like our schools and churches and other places. As we teach them equality and more sharing with each other, hopefully we will create a better world. Thank you for listening to me.
Well put.
Well put. Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Anyone like to speak?
Yeah, I want to ask a simple question. Actually, people who have gathered here are already, I believe they are like on the skyscrapers. They can see what most people cannot see. And I think that is that ignorance. They are not spiritually educated somehow. And that is the reason they remain they are in the ground floor and they cannot see beyond their own wall, or they cannot see beyond their house or whatever. So that is, I think, the reason of this ignorance is the reason behind all these people doing what we feel that they are doing all wrong things. For example, we have just now discussed about racism. We have discussed about intolerance. So many people think that whatever I am doing or whatever religion I am born into is the best one. And also, in case suppose they also get the idea that let me understand what the other people is doing or other people are doing. So in that, sometimes what happens that their own religion or their own upbringing or some conditioning stops them from exploring what others are doing, even if those things might be better than myself. So that actually puts them inside a cocoon, and they do not want to explore anything, and they remain inside. And I see this as just an ignorance. No person is, as you said, is better or worse than me. Now, why they are behaving in such a way is this out of ignorance, sheer ignorance. So what is the best way to, like, we have got to know that we all are same, people are same, we are one soul, we came from the same origin, this is one race. We should not be doing what these people have been doing. We can see, but they cannot see. For them, whatever they are doing are perfectly fine. Like, for example, George Floyd, this person who did this, he thought that whatever he did was for his skin, for his community, for his people. He is doing the very right thing, and that should have been done. This is why he is doing. Now, there is some ignorance, there is some missing link. So my question to Victor and I think all of you is, like, what are, like, one Mr. Kirpal Singh ji suggested that we can address the children. That's perhaps one of the best thing to do. In addition to that, the world is not just children. They comprise of grown-up people, like that gentleman who did that. So how to tackle with different people with different level of ignorance? Do you have any suggestion?
Okay. Well, if I may say, I will not call them ignorant. Like, they don't know. They don't know because they didn't study. Don't put them down. It's just they are the evolution that they are. We all have a different level of evolution, and we are at this different level. They may not where you are, and they may not know where they even come from. So, may the, like Christ say, may the one who never seen through the first stone. So, come from a place I'm not really, even if I think some people are ignorant, I understand the feeling, but I try not to judge them and I try not to go there. Because they are where they are for whatever reason in their life, it's their karma, it's their life, it's where they are the role, like I do I believe that in what I do, I believe I'm supposed to do that. I was created, God, the consciousness, whatever, put me there for that. They are there maybe for you to see that you have people who don't understand the same way you do. That they're not educated the way you are educated and they are more ignorant than you. Maybe they are just there for you to see that. How do you know, so in the intricate and the complication of the world, some people are only there to show you some things, maybe for you to learn something. How do you know I was blind, blind maybe to remember that you have eyes, that you can see, but this one is blind. And, you remind you what it is to have eyes or not to have legs. It's just that things happen to some people, maybe that's their life, that's their karma. And they are where they are in their church. Like, I don't want me to be judged and tell me where I'm at, if I'm Jew enough or not Jew enough. I think we should give them the same respect and let them be. That's the best way, actually, I think.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Blessings. As far as dealing with we need better accountability within the system overall. And the issue of, our spiritual laws and relationships has to be readjusted to end the war state. One of the problems we have with the United Nations being the United States is they try to dominate their position as far as what they want to do in the world. And they want to use the military force and their military ways of doing things to get, control, not only want to say control, but get dominance over what's going on. So, we're at a very critical point, especially with, Trump trying to say he wants to bring the military into the, various communities. But we have a real need for better accountability. I'm outside right now, it just started raining right now. But, we have to, sit down and we can't say that we're weak. God is very strong. God is, all of creation and the goodness that should be appreciated. So, the issue with these war clubs is that they need to sit down, the generals in the UN, and have the generals, sit down and, especially with Islam, and say, this war state, kissing cousins and that and the other is not working. And that's where we really need to begin. I think they're having a forum on the 15th and 16th of June and dealing with, getting trust and honesty within our system. And, I'm looking forward to joining that forum. But, I sent something to Guruji, and hopefully he can read it and pass it on to y'all, because it's a project that we want to implement as far as dealing with our spiritual relationship and health. Thank you. It's okay. But we can't get control over it.
No, that's the thing I always try to explain. UN is not a perfect system. That is still in the 75 years old system. And we are asking them to change the bylaws. Still, they are not changed. So new system has to be implemented. So we don't know when it will happen. Because there's no democracy in the system. And if they say, oh, well, there's a democracy, but still 5 countries are controlling it. Yeah. And they are dominated by certain groups of people. And some people want to change the world. They want to make everything under their religion. Why we had to convert people? We don't have to convert anybody. We had to educate people how to live on the world.
No, well, it's not right. And, Kofi Annan started a vast movement as far as, reforming the United Nations. And one of the issues is dealing with the problem of understanding what is their spiritual health. What is their relationship with God, heaven, and so on and so forth. And they do keep it, kind of like rooted in death. And that's where we have to change it. It's not about death. It's about life. It's about having the responsibility of adhering to the laws, but even dealing with some of the Jewish traditions, you know, if you violate the Sabbath, you put to death. And that's where, you know, we got a real problem. And what is the fundamental laws of our society overall?
Can you explain what you, because James, please, can you explain? I don't understand what you're saying. What?
As far as if you violate the Sabbath, you would be put to death?
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Isn't that within the 613 laws of the Jewish tradition?
Yeah.
I believe it. I mean, if you could send me your email, I'll send you a document as far as dealing with that.
Okay.
But you know, the issue of the crucifixion and death is a very relevant part. You know, we could talk about it another time.
No, I was just asking because I never heard that I will be put to death if I don't respect the Sabbath.
No, but maybe that was 2,000 years ago.
Okay.
But some of them are still practicing that.
So,
I mean, realistically, some of them are.
Just put all the idea about the religious text outside the book. Because we are here not to discuss about the textbook.
Yes.
Because we are tired of all the textbooks. We need a new era. People come together and respect and help and share and care. That's the thing God wants. Whether God is she or he, whatever, who cares? I am living on the earth, I want to live peacefully. This is where we have to think about it, you know. Because we have different knowledge from different faith. We learn from that. We had to implement in our life through our actions. That's the thing we had to implement.
I will say something, Gurji.
Yeah.
Anybody else see the hope? How this terrible thing that happened with George Floyd has ignited something deep in people's hearts and humanities, that it's all over the world, people protesting all over, you know, New Zealand, Australia, Berlin, Dublin. And I haven't seen anything like that since apartheid. Am I right? Where it's been global. So in the horror, I see that something positive is emerging. And it's not that I'm not seeing the negative, I do, of course, but what I'm seeing is it sort of lit a match on the problems that were already there. And it's waking people up to action and to thought. And I thank God for that.
You're right. It's God of the conscience. It's something, this needed to happen. Like COVID-19 for me, I told 2 years ago, a year and a half, I told some people something is coming, and then I say, something big is coming, it's going to change, and it's like, no, I say, you don't know, the stock market is going to go down, that's going to happen, and I didn't know what's going to happen, but I could, you know, I'm not God messenger or consciousness messenger, but I have some insight sometime. And I really felt that something like that was coming, because the world need to wake up. And the COVID-19 was a stimulus to wake up a part of us. And I'm sorry, what we just saw 4 days ago, really in our face, I never saw, and I really never thought, he said when I saw in the Gestapo from the Nazis, I never saw for 9 minutes somebody putting his knee on the neck of a man for 9 minutes, and people around didn't even try to pull him away from him. And now I just found out this morning that the two of the officers are always their knees on his chest. That's why he died. It was absolutely appalling to me. Why I was saying that? I don't remember.
Victor, this is not something new. It's been filmed
here
for the first time. It's the first time it's filmed, but it's gone on for hundreds of years.
So it's just like, you know, you have this thing right in our face, because we, like you said, like everybody say, we have to wake up. That's a wake-up call. That, you know, because it's been going on for a long time, but nobody never said nothing.
Because now it's filmed.
I think people have been awake for a long time, but their inability to take action is determined by their maybe economic level. And at the same time, you know, many Black people are usually afraid because most of them have criminal records. So they are afraid to be arrested again or be in trouble again already. You know, once you're arrested and you have a criminal record or a profile or something, it's hard for you anyway to even get ahead in society, to get a job, to vote, to take care of your family. So there's a heavy dependence on government services. So many Black people are trying to, or have been trying to, get away from that syndrome. And unfortunately, you know, also they don't have the economic power. So the first things first is like to take care of themselves or their families, as opposed to putting a lot of resources in, you know, dismantling structural racism. Where is it gonna lead them? How is it gonna work? You know, the civil rights help, Black Lives Matter, you know, where is Black consciousness right now? You know, many people say, oh, Black people, you know, stay woke. You know, Black consciousness, the idea of Black consciousness to fight the oppressor. You know, many people protest, but at the same time, there's just this fear in many people's heart. But, you know, thankfully, in today's, you know, with the event of killing George Floyd last week, you know, we have the support of other people who are not Black. So that's where the movement, you know, the Black Lives Matter or Black consciousness is beginning to get, you know, a firm ground on, you know, addressing police brutality, especially against communities of color, and the way that police actually handles arrests, you know, for small matters, you know, that if you find a white person commit the same type of crime, you know, they will be handled differently. You know, the way they arrest, the arrest methodology would be handled so differently, you know. So it's very unfortunate that we live in a country that is a superpower, that is supposed to be an example to the world. But, you know, the structure of this country was rooted in racism to start with. So it's gonna take a long time or a lot to dismantle it. But the good thing we should be thankful for right now is that this consciousness has now spread into many other communities who are beginning to understand the plight of the common Black and brown person, and, you know, saying that this is, you know, when is, you know, an end going to happen. So, you know, I personally, you know, I'm very grateful that people who are not minorities are showing up, demonstrating all over, you know, all over the world, and letting the United States government or even cities or states within the US know that it is not right, it's not just, you know. And just yesterday, I saw something where lawyers for, I believe, George Floyd have filed a wrongful death lawsuit or something with the Human Rights Commission at the UN. So
Yeah,
that's the start.
They're going to the UN.
If we let people start knowing internationally what is going on in this superpower country that we are, not everything is rosy, you know. Many people don't know that.
I want to say something.
Hello, greetings to everyone. Enjoyed intellectual discussion up to so far. My concern is that it's already in the 8th day of protest. What can we tell the protester so they back off? What the government can do now besides stopping the looters? What prompt action needed are taken by Minnesota government to arrest the other 3 officers, perhaps? That one thing you can do.
Yes, definitely.
Number 2 is immediate legislation passing at both at the national level and each of the states to address the police brutality, equal right justice, and criminal reform by June 30th of this year. Unless you give them concrete solution, next week we are back to the same discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, this happened to me and I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm prejudiced. And then we have all the spiritual solution, but no practical solution. How businesses are boarded up. How are you going to reopen the economy? You know, what are you going to tell the protester? That's my concern.
Well, Raj, there's something I didn't know. Did anybody know that when a policeman in this country does something like this, that in the past, his disciplinary record was not allowed in court?
Well, that's
outrageous.
That's
Right
point.
there.
That's point of discussion. We have to focus on what things we can tell the protester. If we are facing the protester right now, what are we going to tell them to calm their mind? I mean, how are we going to?
Well, further I have to arrest the 3 other officers. Tell them we're going to fire all the, you know, you have to change the law and fire the bad apples.
No, first of all, you have to calm. First of all, my friend, first of all, we have to calm their mind. How are we going to calm their mind? We have to listen. You have to give chance to listen to them. You have to smile at them. You really have to pray for them, hold their hand, let them out their feelings.
You have to make a vigil with light, with candles and prayers and meditation. And,
well, that's not going to happen. The protest will continue. That's not going to solve my problem. That's all I'm saying.
Even if they try to put a gun in front of their head, they are not going to stop it.
No,
but
we have examples of what the police have done right too, like walking with the protesters.
Mm-hmm. This is an example. I'm going to say one example about America put atom bomb in nuclear bomb in Japan. But we didn't think about why they put it. There's a reason, right? So everybody just blame for that day we destroy the group of people. So same, there's an issue in this case too. Police said something against him that may be a true, but still police guy cannot force on his neck. That means they had to change their training manual, you know?
Well, one thing you have to be careful of is dealing with Trump talking about bringing the military in. You know, one of the things that the United States always tried to recreate was the Dr. Martin Luther King movement. And, you know, that included, you know, the riots, the police dogs, and so on and so forth. But if he brings the military in, that's definitely going to stop the protesters real quick.
Well, the thing is, like, the problem that they have is like actually the police in a lot of states, they have already military equipment, because Trump changed something 4 years ago when he took that Obama stopped. He stopped the fact that the police departments in America couldn't buy before military equipment. Apparently, Trump changed the law 3 years ago, where now a lot of police around the country, they can buy military equipment to fight the riots and all these things. I don't know if you knew that. I found out the other day.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that now they have army equipment, the police for the riots. So,
well, what about telling the protesters to
fight fire with fire? Like everybody said, I don't think having the guns in front of these people will resolve something. That hurting them, punishing them, doing what I saw on TV that was done to them is totally shame. They should be ashamed of themselves. And like Reverend Suzanne and the Guruji say, they should walk and embrace them and walk with them and love them and hold their hand and say, we hear you and we walk with you and we're going to be with you and we are you. We are you. Like, it's not because they wear a different NYPD, whatever. The men in blue they are humanity. They are human. A lot of people are wonderful people. I know a lot of policemen. They are wonderful people. You only have 1% who are bad apples, you know, but they are afraid too. You know, we have to tell them that don't be afraid of us and embrace them. If we shoot at them, they're going to shoot at us. We have to calm the rhetoric. Because of one man, we cannot blame the whole police department who doing such a great job to taking care. If something happened to me, I'm going to call the police. If I get attacked, and all of you, if something, you're going to call the police. So they're doing a wonderful, fantastic job. We have to respect them. And the protesters need to respect them in them too. I'm sorry to say. In the pain, they have to respect that they're not all the guy who had his knee on the neck. You know what I mean? They have to do a job. We have to be conscious of that too. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think most times when we look at the issue of policing in any city across the US, most people fight, are we fighting or retaliating against the human being or the profession? The profession is oppressive, especially the way they handle certain communities. but the individual does not create the job. So the job of the police is to maintain order. So if there's a riot or protest or any disorderly conduct, the job of the police is actually to maintain order. If you shoot, they are trained to shoot back, or at least, deter you from creating chaos, in communities. So most of us actually fight against, once we see color, and unfortunately, most of the police officers we see in our communities are white, different colors from us. So it's so unfortunate that, when we see them, we judge already the color because of racism that exists in most of our communities anyway. And we're like, oh, these white police, they're here to blah, 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 even if they don't have that in their mind. But if you attack them, the first human instinct is to attack back or to deter you from further chaos. So we have to keep in mind, are we fighting the profession and asking or seeking for police reform of the way that arrests are made or police conduct business in many communities of color? Or are we fighting both the profession and the individual,
Training, they can have like human rights programs, how to behave with the people. So same time, we should have the teachings for children to how to behave in the community. We cannot be violent and create a problem for the country. That is happening. I don't know. Are they using drugs and doing all of this stuff, or they get the spirit when they see somebody's looting everything? They get the spirit and they do too. And you see all the elected officials are hiding here and there. That means they want something to happen.
Yeah.
The police and the people and the community leaders, religious leaders, elected officials, they come together, make decisions to calm down the situation.
Right.
If they need food, let them have food. If they need a playground, make a playground for them and make them to engage in different things. Don't allow them to sit quiet and chat online and make a gang and bring all the looters.
But Guruji, I'm 60 years old. I grew up in the city. I've seen a lot of riots and race riots. And I have to tell you again, where I see hope, because I have never seen across this country, okay, we see the bad things, but to see the police kneeling in so many different cities, to see the police hugging, and I'll walk with you, I'll protect you. To see that police chief in Chattanooga saying, if anybody here is okay with George Floyd's murder, turn in your badge. I'm telling you, I have never heard any of this so widespread. So there is that hope. There's a lot to be done and there's a lot of horror, but it has awakened something that I've never seen before in this country.
I like to share with you,
yeah, sure.
Guruji, one positive thing in my own life. Around 1976, I was appointed a medical director of a local mental health center. This was a community about 20,000 in population. With my turban and the way I looked like, I was the first Sikh in that town. So the community leaders, the way they arranged a community potluck. And then, which was really well attended, and lots of people came over there and shared food and talked to me and talked with each other, and I became almost like a celebrity in the town instead of being discriminated over there. This is how they dealt with my being a new person in the town. So my point is, again, sharing food and things like that within the community, bringing people together, rubbing shoulders with each other, and all that can create more peaceful coexistence. And that's the whole idea behind the Langar tradition in the Sikh religion,
right? To
bring people together so that we can communicate and take away the vengeance and bring about the more positive things together.
It's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each other's people.
Seems like we are running over time.
Okay.
Next week, Remy, are you able to do it?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yay.
next week.
Yeah, I'll let you know. So far, my account is still active. But if there's anything, I'll let you know if the Zoom is not gonna be working. But
Right.
so far, you know, school ended last week and they've not told me anything. So, you know, we'll continue to meet every Wednesday from 12 to 1:30 or whatever time you want, now that I don't have a lot of meetings, you know, for CUNY. So, yeah.
And every day we have 11:30 to 12 o'clock, little discussion and silent meditation to promote the Yoga Day. Yoga Day is coming on June 21st. Indian consulate people called me yesterday. They want to plan something with us on June 21st. And our Well Yoga Festival will move to 30th of June. So that's an update. So we'll be in touch. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Guruji, for all this.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
And this is my first participation. I'm participating from India.
India. No,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Victor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you
Bye-bye.
next week. Remain safe.
Bye.
See you. See you all.
Bye.
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 Nice seeing you, Ranjit.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care. God bless.
God bless
Thank
you.
you. Bye, Kepa.
Bye-bye, Victor. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you. I
Ranjit.
love your wisdom, man. You bless your heart. I love when you talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, my friend.
Bye. Bye.